everybody. I wanted to let you know I am MoOdy Black.
No, he is MoOdy Black.
No. That's his website. Yo, hang on.
The Buffalo Bacon Channel is brought to you by the Blue Line team at Keller Williams Greenville Upstate.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Buffalo Bacon Channel. I am Buffalo Bill.
And I'm Bacon Bit.
And today, we have a special treat for you. We get to talk to the man, the myth, the legend, MoOdy Black.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us, MoOdy.
Thanks for having me. Yes,
we're
excited.
We're really excited, and this is going to be absolutely awesome. So, tell us, to start with, who is MoOdy Black?
MoOdy Black is an artist of all sorts. Let's see, I paint and draw. I'm a visual artist, hip-hop artist, storyteller, comedian. I'm not a singer. Don't ask me to sing. I'll run you off. Just an artist, man, and an actor. And that's who I am. I'm an artist.
An artiste.
Artiste to the fullest extent.
Well, I've been researching you the past couple of days. So
I've been researched.
We have.
It's kind of scary, isn't it?
That's what comes with being a celebrity, you know. So, listened to everything, watched everything.
Wow.
Compiled some
Nice
questions. You know, and besides that, it's just gonna be free flow talking.
I love it.
Between that.
Now, if he could just do this much on his schoolwork, that would be amazing.
That's the fun research.
I got all A's this semester.
Oh, let's go.
That's right.
All A's, y'all. Congrats to that.
All right, there we go. So what you got?
All right, so my first one was, as a local resident, what are some things that you love about this area and things you like to do here?
I just love the quaintness about it. It's not too big. I call it the mini metropolis. It's not too big, but not too small. I just love the people here. It has a certain charm about itself, and it's growing with the arts, like especially in the Greenville specifically. It's more investment into the arts, and I love that part about it. Just the scenery in downtown. Downtown Greenville is one of my favorite downtowns.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Hands down.
Does you're growing up in Spartanburg? Does that have it, or does that come into your work? You know.
Oh yeah, man. I tell people I'm an intelligent country boy. Because when I'm telling you, believe it or not, when I travel and people ask, like, where you from? South Carolina. And they kind of look at me like, no, I'm smart. I promise you I'm smart.
That's right.
Is that what you think? Don't listen to the media. But I just I just love the geography of it. This state has everything from the mountains to the Midlands to the beaches and stuff. I love being from South Carolina. I love being from the upstate. And being from Spartanburg, it just made me who I am. I just had some real nice people growing up, and people who invested in my talent and saw something in me that kept pushing me to go further. And that's why I am, because of my hometown, because of the upstate, because of South Carolina. I love it.
Awesome.
Going off of what you just said.
All right.
So, how does the story of MoOdy Black begin?
Okay, I'm going to tell you a little brief history, then I'm going to tell you how I came up with my name.
Okay.
Because somebody just asked me that. So I do a lot of stuff in the schools and a lot of podcasts, and somebody asked me my name. So my name came out of spite, and I'll give detail on that. But my mom has been a big inspiration. She was always in the arts, and just growing up her time, it wasn't a lot of people investing in that. You know, they're from the era, my mom's from the era where it was said that if you're going to be an artist, you'll be a starving artist. You can't make a living doing art. So she grew up with that. And we grew up seeing that. And she would watch Saturday Night Live on Saturdays.
Oh, yeah.
So my sister, we would love that. She always had us around with the arts. And I came across this book. I was bored one day, and trust me, believe it or not, I hated poetry and reading and writing and all that stuff. I was a typical student, 11-year-old, whatever. And I was bored, and we had this one bookshelf in our hallway. And I was going through the books, and I came across this book called This Time Called Life by a poet named Walter Render, who is still alive. I'm trying to meet this guy. He's in Portland, Oregon, but he really influenced me. The book was about just being young and free, and I was young. I wanted to be free. I got tired of grown-ups telling me what to do. Yeah. But the poems are beautiful, and they had these beautiful photographs of young people hanging out and the beaches and nature, and I just got immersed inside the book, and it inspired me to write. because I was already drawing and painting. People know me for just drawing and painting and stuff, but they gave me a different way to express myself. I could draw and paint with words now. And I just really started doing that, writing poems, and got into rapping around the same time. So that actually helped me. Just being a writer, just writing poetry helped me with my raps as well, to have some substance and when I write. So I started really getting serious with it. I read poems at church functions, at community centers, and stuff like that. School. When I got out of high school, I just started traveling with it. I just started finding open mics and to perform poems. And of course, there's always people there. I like you. How can I find you? How can I get you to come to my church, come to my school, whatever. So I just built my name off of that. But the name Moody Black wasn't always Moody Black. It was Mood Swing, and this is how it happened. I was dating this young lady.
It's always.
Oh yeah, it's always. And she said, "You got mood swings." And I vehemently disagreed with her, and just out of spite, I took on the moniker Mood Swing just to spite her.
Oh my!
I'm telling you, it was wrong. But I ended up joining this poetry slam team here in the Upstate. I would drive from Spartanburg to Greenville to come to poetry, and I found out they had a slam team. I didn't know what slam was, but it's competitive poetry, and you have teams go against other teams in different cities. And I'm very thankful for that. Shout out to Kim Sims, who just was my slam coach and just got me really into poetry and showed me a different side of it. Mm-hmm. But we would enter these Southeast regional competitions, and people would call me Moody for short. It was Moody, okay. And I discovered that there was a rapper and a poet with the name Mood Swing already.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was like, I can't keep that name.
No.
But everybody was calling me Moody. I was like, okay, I'll keep that. Moody sounds cool. Everybody know me as Moody. I just had to come up with something cool with it. So I tried a variation of names.
Yeah, Moody Yellow, Moody Pink.
Right! I'm calling my homies, hey man, all right, Moody Brown. Like, nah. That don't sound right,
That's right.
But black is one of my 4 favorite colors because it symbolizes strength and intelligence. And I said, okay, man, what about Moody Black? Yes, that's it. Keep that name. And
Trademark it right now.
I know, right?
I like that. I have a question. All right. So one thing I noticed on your website is you are, and it's really obvious just talking to you, you say you want to lift everyone up. Like when you have an audience, you sound like a very positive person.
I am.
Why is that so important to you?
I think we all need it, man. And it's the comedy side of me, the comedian side, is really big on that. And I researched, like a lot of comedians have like the saddest stories. Yeah. Or, they're dealing with whatever, but they want to make everybody laugh. So I'm kind of teetering that line. Like I've encountered so much, I've gone through so much, and I'm like, man, I want to not only make myself feel good, I know it's got to be other people who feel like I do. So my job, to me, one of my purposes, I want to make sure when I'm in entertaining someone or I'm in the crowd, I want people to leave happy. Yeah. And I have poems that's not always happy, but there's always an ending to my set where I'm gonna have you laughing before you leave, and at least make you think, have a different perspective about life. And I think that's important, man. Just especially these days of times, man, we need some positivity.
Absolutely.
So I think it's my purpose. I want to go in there and put a smile on somebody's face before I leave.
Well, to go along with that, that's just exactly what life is. I mean, we're not going to walk around with a smile 24/7.
Right.
We're going to go through those tough times, but if you don't experience the tough times, you're never going to really understand true happiness.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Indeed.
Absolutely.
Indeed.
Going off of that.
All right.
So far, my questions seem to be pretty on point.
Yes, you're doing great, bro. You're doing great. I love it.
What emotions drove you? What was that fighting spirit inside that got you up?
Gosh. Well, once again, just credit my mom. She always had arts in our house, and just being a visual artist, I want to have different ways to channel my feelings, to express myself. A long time ago, I'm not gonna put a date because I'm gonna age myself, but. Which side note, it's the funniest thing when I go to the schools, I do a Q&A my first day, and everywhere I go, well, how old are you? I'm like, why is that important?
How old do I look?
Yeah, if I tell you my age, it's going to lessen my coolness. It's going to lessen my coolness. Like, oh, you prehistoric, you old. But it started from my mom, just had us really into the arts. And my dad was a boxer, but he always draw these Afro guys. And I just mimicked that, so that really inspired me as well, the visual side of it. Then later on, I discovered that I had a chemical imbalance, or depression more or less. And I tried taking the Prozac and stuff, and that made me worse. So I had to really channel to my art, you know what, I can really find another way to deal with this other than just going down the path. And those who, I know some people need to take medication. I was just like, I didn't want to go that route. So I really just heavily relied on expressing myself through the arts. You know, so that was another thing that really pushed me. Not only I felt that was my purpose, but to battle that or challenge that, I really had to dig deep and just go all in and just rely on myself and rely on my gift that I have to push through all that stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah, I know. I've done a lot of theater myself, and that's one thing you see is you have a lot of people, a lot of actors who they have a lot of. Well, I'm using a lot. There's quite a bit of depression with actors, and they use that stage time to really. That's their release.
It's therapy.
And I can absolutely see that as therapy. Yeah. All right, you've been on point, so I'm just gonna give this back to you.
I mean, going off of that, like when I was kind of in my little rock bottom era, which I'm glad I hit early, it was like music, like just writing music, performing. Like I made him get me a microphone, and I would just like write raps.
He's back to 14.
Oops. Like write raps, sing, draw. I wasn't a good drawer, but I'd try.
Yeah,
like,
but you did it though, man.
Cool little stick figures.
I have to say that I was really proud of him because rap was never my thing. That I'm a 80s rock guy.
Okay.
Love that music. But he fell in love with rap, and I saw it as, hey, that's his thing. That's what I want. So that's why we actually even built a studio, in a closet.
Let's go.
So he could record his stuff. And he didn't think he got that far. But I have to say, by the end, I thought he was pretty darn good. So you need to.
I finally started working
explore
with
that
ad libs. Like my last few songs I did.
Man, look, I go to the studio. I suck with ad libs, man. I'm telling you, I suck with it.
They're hard. Like it's just like background, but it's so hard to get it on track.
Hey, man, shout out to Phil Duckett, man. He's one of the dominant engineers, not only in Upstate. He's done it with big celebrities, whatever. And he'll like, okay, ad libs now. I'm like, yeah, that's right. Do it again. I'm like, I don't know the same what I say. So I feel you.
I was just like, if I repeat the word I just said, but make it sound cooler.
Right.
And then reverb it a little bit, just make it a little quieter, it'll be. Because I did my own auto-tune. Like, I kind of, mixed myself.
Okay.
Like, steal YouTube beats and then just, just mix myself into them.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
All
right.
And your amazing TED Talk in 2018. What was the meaning behind once you see yourself, you free yourself?
Oh, my poem, Priceless. Oh, man, you can do your homework for real. I said, okay.
Uh-huh.
Oh, man, so at the beginning, I just talked about the thing I expressed to you guys about depression and stuff like that, how this art, for that particular art form, kind of helped me with the therapy and stuff. And I did a poem after I got through talking. And the poem, it pretty much self-explanatory, how we have to dig it ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And just go real deep. And once you find yourself, man, that'll help you along the way in your path, man. But you got to see yourself first. Once you see who you really are, then you actually are free. But you got to see who you are first. Then that frees yourself up to be who you're supposed to be.
I love that. And by the way, if you want to see his TED Talk, we're going to put a link somewhere in here. Go ahead and click on it. All right.
Let me get my pen.
By the way, I have to say,
He's like, oh, okay.
shout out to our awesome microphone.
I love it.
Look at
That's
this.
improvisation
Look at this.
at
Look
its
at this.
finest.
Professional
At its
material.
finest. Nah.
Eat your heart out, ABC. I mean, we got interview skills down. Barbara Walters is jealous now.
I was reading your background, and I was wondering what kind of acting and voiceover work are you doing or have you done?
Okay, now acting, I've been acting, like I said, my mom was real big on acting, and we would do stuff in the house, improv, and my sister and I, we would always do a lot of improv. So when she got the theater first, she was in the 7th grade, I was in 8th grade, we had to go see one of her plays. And I'm like, man, we do that all the time. I'm just watching like, man, I could do that, we did it at home.
Right.
So the next year, I ended up joining the Theater Odyssey program in District 7, Spartanburg, South Carolina. But and I stayed with it till I graduated. We ended up winning state my 11th grade year, state theater competition. Yeah, I was proud of that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, my best friend and I, and we do the same. My best friend and I. Shout out Johnny C. Weaver. He's a poet and actor, and we rap together and stuff. But yeah, just I got into that, and that just kind of springboarded everything else. I don't know. I just that and shout out my sister. I had to give my sister credit. her doing that first allowed me to join and get better in my theatrics. But after high school, I did a lot of other stage plays with a lot of local community theaters. Shout out Jesse and Deborah. I got so many shout outs, I do apologize. So many shout outs. But these people, they helped me along the way, just doing a lot of local theater. I also did, while I was in high school, I was the first youngest person to be a part of Shoestring Players at USC Upstate. Yeah,
wow.
yeah. I was my junior year in high school. I made the play. They had the play called The Colored Museum, and I was nominated Best Supporting Actor during that play. Is that young? Yeah, I was proud of that, man. As far as voiceover work, I've done stuff with United Way. Some people hired me to read, do some other readings and stuff like that. What else have I done? Oh God. There's some good stuff. You can go to my website, IamMoodyBlack.com. I have some of the videos posted in my voiceover work. But just stuff like that for different companies that have me do voiceover work. I did voiceover work for Piedmont Technical College for one of their promo videos. I'm the Morgan Freeman voice type person.
Morgan Freeman narrates my life.
And then Buffalo Bill farted so loudly that it shook the earth and everyone in it.
I know, right?
Yeah. I say, that's the last cookie I'm going to have. But that was not the one. All right, what you got?
How would you explain the Manifest Project?
So those watching the Manifest Project, it was my last hip-hop album, and I'm working on my next one. I'll get that in a minute. There's a lot of stories for each song, but it took me some years to put it together. So I finally released it July of 2020. Because I really started getting deeper to manifesting the things you want in life, or the life you want. And I start seeing it happen. So I feel like it was a great title for the work. So a lot of songs not only half was testimonial, other half was like, I'm making songs about things I want, or hey, you should want these great things in your life as well. So that was like the core meaning of the whole album. And I was very proud of that project. And won best artist of the year for the Upstate Music Awards for that album.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I have to say I didn't listen to all of them like Bacon Bit did. However, I did. One of my favorites on there was it The Ones or First Ones?
Day Ones.
Day Ones.
Ah.
And to me that spoke to me because we have so many Day Ones.
Yes.
You have to start somewhere with things, and it just I love it. It just to me you could see it in so many different situations in life.
Right.
But yeah, so that was my favorite.
And I appreciate you listening, saying that you was really into hip hop and like you like that song.
Well, I have to say now, he changed my mind on a few things. And now, and back in the day, I mean, I'm a kid of the '80s, like MC Hammer. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was rap to me. Okay. So I love that, and he kind of changed my mind on it. But I like to immerse myself in different things. I think people should really open their minds up and see. Because, I wouldn't, if somebody told me, oh yeah, this is kind of a hip hop or rap type album, I probably wouldn't listen to it. But I wanted to hear the message behind it. So yeah, I think everyone should do that. I
agree. And I once again, I got to shout my mom out for that. My mom and my dad, just growing up with them, they was into different types of music. Mm-hmm. And one of my goals growing up, I wanted to get more vinyl than my mom. So I collect vinyl records. And when I did it, I went and said, I got more vinyl than you. She was like, okay. Yeah, she didn't care, but it was big to me.
See, he started collecting vinyl.
For real? That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
I love vinyls. They're so beautiful. It's
a good sound, man. Yeah. And the album covers.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
And it's like a physical thing. It's like a physical thing.
But I have to say, I have more vinyl than him. But see, mine, he doesn't want to listen to mine because mine are all from my father, and they're big band music and just things. They're 78s. I mean, I got the old vinyls.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, I got some pretty good stuff.
Well, I'm telling you, you should listen to it, though, man.
I'll listen to it.
You should listen. He don't want you to know he listens to it.
When I'm home alone, just...
Yeah, you can't let your parents know that they're cool.
Hiding it. I come into the house and covering it up. Yeah. What are you doing, Jack? Nothing. Nothing.
Yeah, you can't let your parents know that they're cool.
No.
My songs were probably between Enjoy the Ride, In My Feelings, and King.
Ooh.
Those are my songs.
Nice. I'm gonna tell you, man. I'm only disappointed. I'm gonna say disappointing thing about the album. I wish more people would listen to In My Feelings. Like that kind of gets swept over. Like people like, oh, it's cool, but they'll say song like Day Ones or Enjoy Your Ride, Enjoy the Ride. But I'm like, In My Feelings is really a testimonial song, but it also speaks to everybody who's dealing with depression and stuff like that. I even I filmed the video to the song. I was very proud of that. Like people were like, okay, it's cool, but it wasn't one of those that hit off real good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But Kang is my favorite. Kang's my
Okay.
favorite. Yeah.
I love the
You
video
love
work
it?
of King.
Oh, you saw the video too? Oh
I
man.
watched it all. I watched all of them. Everyone on the website, and then I dug a little deeper. Went into YouTube.
That's what's up,
all social
man.
media platforms. I was everywhere.
Man, shout out to my man Damalo, he's one of the first people in Upstate got signed to a major label, but he was executive producer for my album. And we was hanging out the other day, and we just talked about that song. He's like, man, I wish you really pushed that some more. Like, he really loved that song. Because it says a lot, especially about relationships and, you know, that process of evolving to your higher self.
Well, we're going to put links to these songs. As we have talked about them, you're going to see these links because you got to check them out,
They'll
okay?
float around, and they'll be in the description.
Yeah.
All right, so this is pretty long question.
Shoot, I'm ready.
So this one's singling out one of your poems. Butterflies and Bullets was a truly meaningful and heart-gripping poem. As someone, me, who has lost people to gun violence, but to everybody who would actually listen and allow it to touch them. So what was the meaning for you, and what message are you trying to convey to those people as they listen and absorb the verses?
All right, so it's probably a threefold story behind that poem. Shout out to David Taylor and his wife. But they had an event they were doing, I guess, an end of gun violence event. They used to do, and it'd be downtown and stuff like that. So they asked me to write a poem. I'm like, okay, cool. Then I had to sit there and like, okay, engulf myself in this poem, what approach I'm gonna take. And my cousin, who I kind of speak a little bit about, I made reference to in the poem, but I don't really say anything about him. But I had a cousin. We was really, really tight growing up. And once we became adults, we kind of went on a little ways. We tried to stay in touch as much as we could. Then I saw him walking one day. I'm like, man, we're gonna hang out, cool. Like weeks later, that's why I found out he was murdered. Yeah, and it really tore me up, man. And it was just shooting pool. And some dudes got in an argument. And they started shooting. And he just caught a straight bullet. I mean, he had nothing to do with the argument.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I had to really get that energy and come up with that poem. And I saw the quote, how I began the poem is a quote about how we're butterflies, or butterflies really having a human experience. So how we related as butterflies. And I just took that and just how butterflies fly in a zigzag pattern. And then when somebody's trying to, shoot or whatever, people run in the zigzag pattern. So I'm just envisioning him, what I would like for him to have done that situation, But then also how growing up I would see people pull butterfly wings, just because. Yeah. So I just took all that from that experience growing up and just put that in the poem, how we're butterflies and how our beauty sometimes get ignored or taken for granted. Or people kill without realizing it's a beautiful human being you just destroy. You know what I'm saying? So much beauty in us that some people take for granted. So that was the whole purpose with that and the inspiration for that.
That one touched me when I was listening. I was like, whew. When you were talking about there's always that one kid on the playground who's going to pull the wings off butterflies, and there's always going to be the kid to admire it. And it's just like, we're all butterflies, we're all different.
Right.
And we all just want to fly. And there's always going to be that one person who tries to take that away.
Exactly. I appreciate it, man. You did your homework, man. Wow, this is probably the most in-depth interview I've ever had. I love it.
Awesome.
The only thing I will say is that I was expecting the full Moody Black.
My beard, I know, man.
I even had a question ready about the beard care, but no, it's more of goatee.
Well, I'm a funny story. It's just been 5 months. I've cut it off to signify new beginnings, and I was like, I'm gonna go back November. And I'm going back. And I've had a lot of my buddies who got full grown beards. Hey man, it's time to grow it back. When you gonna grow it back? I'm gonna grow it back. But my former girlfriend, she really liked it like this, and she was like, "Well, keep it like that." Like, okay, But right now I'm in limbo. I don't know what to do now.
It's always for the women. So
Yeah. But now it's changed, so I don't know what to do now.
Yeah, a little less upkeep, just free the face, let the air.
But the funny thing about it, I've come across people that I've known for years. Matter of fact, I was at this play, and I saw a young lady, when we're friends on Facebook. I won't call her name out. But I said, hey, such and such, oh my God, I see you doing your thing on Facebook, so proud of you. I'm just talking, yapping. She's looking at me like,
Who the heck are you?
and you are, it's MoOdy. Oh, MoOdy, oh my God, MoOdy. I didn't recognize you. Like, I was that different.
Wow.
I'm telling you, about 4 or 5 people in the past 5 months, they look at me like,
Yeah.
like, it's MoOdy. Oh, okay.
The one stare from across the room where they're like,
Yeah, I'm like,
you?
that different without my beard?
The eyes look similar, but that's
Yeah, but I used to do, I had came up with my own beard products. It was a good little hustle for a while, but it just got expensive because I used a lot of natural stuff. Of course, anything natural or good for you is expensive.
Oh yeah.
And so the margins, when the red and the black wasn't matching up, it was more red.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm gonna cool out with this.
You can just make it for yourself, and then
That's it. I'd make it for myself. That's exactly what I do.
Go for it.
All right. Oh, well, we've kind of already talked about this one, but I want to go more in depth with this. So besides
do it.
poem and music, you also create gorgeous visual arts as well as do photography and short films. Tell us about that.
I want to get more in the short film. Like, my ultimate goal is to make a full-length movie. All right, so I want to do some more short films and start entering in these short film competitions. Then I'm going to see how it goes. Like, okay, if that goes good,
Oh yeah.
I can go ahead and do a full length, So I'm just got to update my cameras. Get really serious into it. Because I'm pretty good with the writing part. I get some actors, but I just want to like come up with something really creative and really market that. Photography, I just got real slack on it. I need to get back into taking pictures. My mom was really good at that, so yeah.
I gotta say that if you need people in the local community, which you probably know more than we do, but shout out Silas Rowland, all right, and Dominic Mancini, who puts together an awesome short film festival every year here in the Upstate.
Oh, okay. So I just got an email from the Reedy Reels. Yeah, but the deadline's the 31st. I'm like, I can't do a film that. I'm like, they should have emailed me earlier. I could throw something together, but it's going to seem thrown together. I don't know.
Exactly.
I like
Maybe next year.
my favorite one from your website, at least, was Love Yourself. And I love the wordplay. I liked Love Yourself Improper Fraction.
Man. I make some of these videos. I had to pat myself on the back, but I'm like, everybody's not watching this. I got to find a way to really improve my marketing strategy. Mm-hmm. I was impressed with that myself. I was just really going through something. I just started writing.
Yeah.
I think it must have been a breakup or something. I'm quite sure it was.
You had some strong power behind
it.
Yeah.
Emotions like the best driving force for the art.
Yes.
And then also Love Yourself Permanent.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I appreciate it.
What are... Oh, that's the only thing with my questions is they're all over the place, but also they all tie together.
It's all tied together.
They're going really well.
Let's see. What are some tips for people wanting to use art as a form of expression?
Man, just number one, just start. If you want to be a writer, just start writing. If you want to paint, just start painting. And I think a lot of times, when I coach poets, I have to get on them about this. You got to stop comparing yourself to other people. Mm-hmm. If you see somebody great, it's okay to marvel in their greatness, but don't be like, well, I can never be that. No, you can't be that. But you can be the best version of yourself. Yeah. So I'm like, nah, you can look at it, admire it, but don't compare. Nah, just start where you need to start it and keep growing. Keep studying the game with this poetry, hip hop, painting. You want to study some of the greats, but just be you, find your niche, and just go down that lane and just be the best you can be for yourself.
So I know a lot of times people compare their insides to other people's outsides. In other words, if I'm thinking about doing poetry and I see you and I'm like, wow, he's up here and I'm way down here, I'm never going to get to that point. How can people be encouraged to just keep going? A lot of people have a dream and they feel like, I'll just never be that good. I'm sure you had those moments where it was really tough just trying to get going. But how do people keep going?
Well, I think you hit on something. When you tell yourself, I'll never be that good. Look at that sentence right there. Mm-hmm. The word never, it has such a negative, dark place that you should never say never. If that's something you really, really want to do. Mm-hmm. So if you want to do that, substitute that word, I could be my best self. Okay. I can do me. I'm going to go do me.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying? You can't be them. I never And it just me, and I hope that it's infectious that everybody pick up on it. But once I got into the poetry community, I tell people this poet's way better than me. But I didn't go in the game like, man, I love what they're doing. They inspire me. And that's how we look at it. We have to look at it like this. These are inspirational people. Right. I love what they do. Oh, man, they're so great. Let me go here and do me. Let me go cook me. Let me make my pie the best way I can. I can't make it like them, but I can make mine. So I've never felt that way. Like I can never be them. No, I can't. I can never be them. Right. But I'm going to go ahead and be the best me over here. So I just take whoever your inspirational people are, take that and let it inspire you to be your best self. You know what I'm saying? If we gonna bake a cake, I can't make my cake taste like my mama's or grandma's. I'm not gonna do it.
Don't even try.
Yeah, exactly.
That's never gonna happen.
Right, but I'm gonna do my best to put my foot in it and make the best cake MoOdy can make.
That's right.
So that's how I look at life, man. I'm just gonna go do my thing and see what happens. You know what I'm saying? So
I love it.
One of my favorite things you said was, I think it was in the TED Talk. I can't remember, but it was, grabbed a composition notebook and a pack of pencils for $4.
$2 is a change, but you have to change somebody's life. That's right. That's right. That's a reality, though, man. Yeah. So if you're gonna write, the notebook don't cost that much at all, man.
Right.
But for opportunity to change yourself and somebody else, it's priceless.
All right. So we've talked a lot about who you are, what you've done. Where are you going?
Oh, man. Well, I'm about to do this stage play. It's one-man stage play at the Youth Center, Fountain Inn, January the 20th. And I'm really excited about that. Based on the success of this, I do have some plays I'm working on. I want to do like a full production, get some other people, but I wanted to get my story out first. Even though I'm portraying a different character, but the character has my stories.
Right.
Yes, have my stories. But once again, I want to get a film. I want to travel. I got some tour dates for my stage play. I want to do more of that. Then I want to do a full production and on stage and do a full movie. You know, but I want to see how far that goes. Awesome. That part of my journey. I did all I could do with the poetry, and I'm a teaching artist, by the way. So schools contract me to come in and teach kids poetry. I have fun with poetry, and a lot of which I'm telling my story, but I have a lot of fun writing prompts I have them involved in. And the last day we share, you know. So I am for hire, you educators. You know, that's what I do. That's my main bread and butter.
Yeah, IamMoodyBlack.com, right?
Yes,
website,
that's
on
right.
What is it? Hire tab about?
Yeah.
Crisis tab.
Only because Bacon Bit here has scoured the website.
I love it. Scientifical stalking. I love it. It's called research.
That's right.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Stalking with a purpose.
There you go. There you go.
So, you know, we've talked about a lot of things. Do you have any other questions?
I mean, just the wrap-up question. But
okay.
I think
well,
we had some other things we wanted to talk about.
I'll let you do.
But before that, man, I want to get sure I give you two guys free tickets.
Oh, look at that.
To my play.
Look at that.
For having me on the show, I got you guys 2 free tickets.
Well, guess what? We're going to have to go to. And we're going to give a review of this after it's done.
Yes.
And now you have to understand, we're going to be totally blatantly honest.
Yes,
So,
I want that.
no.
Yeah, if I need to prove anything, MoOdy could have done this better. I want that. I welcome that. I take constructive criticism.
Awesome.
As
I
well
love
as
that.
Positive
thespians
feedback.
ourselves.
Yes, give it to me. Give it to me.
Yes, absolutely. All right. So I was going to ask a wrap-up question, but you have a wrap-up question too. So is your wrap-up question a wrap? You should wrap your wrap-up question. No? It's not long enough, huh?
No, it's...
Oh, I know. Question I was going to ask. So you said you're a teaching artist. Mm-hmm. Have you seen that the love of poetry, the desire to write poetry, has diminished a lot recently, or is it still very strong out there?
It's strong. I think it's growing a lot. I think poets are finding a new way to get their way of expressing themselves out. Mm-hmm. Because poetry or performance poetry is still somewhat of a baby genre. Yeah, especially if you compare it to music genres and stuff like that. Because poets are in that category. Like they finally got a section of Grammys now. There's a spoken word section of Grammys finally. You know, well, I know it's been there as far as like audio stuff. Like Barack Obama got an award for best spoken word album. I'm like, dude's not a poet. But he just read some stuff and he got a spoken word, so it was
Okay,
never.
I'm just going to say it right now. Moody Black should have gotten that instead of Barack Obama. I'm just saying.
Moody Black
I'm just,
Grammys.
That's right. 2024. We're gonna start a.
Start a campaign.
But that was back then. Now finally they have the category for spoken word artists.
Yeah.
So it's making some strides slowly.
Okay.
There are a lot of poets who are getting to the education field. I've been doing it for some time now. But yeah, I love inspiring young people because when I tell the story, when I was doing it, I read my first poem in the school. I got ridiculed. Hood I grew up in, that wasn't nothing cool to do. Like, what you doing, man? What is that? So I want to make sure this generation, or the past generations I've been working with, understand this is a great form of expression. Like, it's cool to do this. It's nothing lame to do. Express yourself is all right. You have to worry about nobody judging you for it.
Oh, yeah.
And I often tell them, I say, if anybody judges you, they just don't know their light yet. They don't have their light to shine. And hopefully they get it. But you don't feel bad about you being great.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully far out in the future, you pass away. What do you want people to say about you?
He was passionate.
Okay.
He was very passionate about what he believed in. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And passion brings you so far.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things, the love of money, the love of power, none of that is comparable to a really strong passion.
Yes.
All right.
Well, it's a pretty basic question, but
All right.
we've probably said it about 1,000,000 times. But how can people find you and find your work?
Oh, man. On social media, on any form, Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, I am Moody Black. It's simple. No special spellings. IamMoodyBlack.com, my website. I am Moody Black on everything else. LinkedIn. I'm all that. MySpace. I'm just kidding. I'm not on MySpace anymore. But I am Moody Black is how you find me on everything. On everything.
Awesome. I love it. All right. Well, we appreciate you being here with us today. Folks, go check out IamMoodyBlack.com. It is an awesome place. Obviously, Bacon Bit has scoured it, and he is now a Moody Black expert. We appreciate you joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Folks, if you like this content, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and hit that little bell for notifications of future opportunities to see people like Moody Black, who is one of our absolute treasures here in the Upstate of South Carolina. So, thank you very much, sir. And for you folks, have an amazing day.
Stay swaggy.
Hopefully far out in the future, you pass away. What do you want people to say about you?
His passion.